Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Happenings in Dearborn Public Schools. My name is Maleyko. I'm Superintendent for Dearborn Schools. I'm here with a couple of guests. We have some students. We have Omar Carcora from Fordson and we have Ghassan Ahmed from Edsel Ford. How are you guys doing today?
Good, how are you?
Doing great.
Good. Wonderful to have you on the show. I always start out a little lighter, and I know we just came, the taping of this is happening just after the Super Bowl, a couple days. Any thoughts on that? Did you watch the Super Bowl?
I mean, I watched it. I kind of think they gave it to Peyton since last year he's retiring, so they did it with Ray Lewis. I think they did it with him.
Gotcha, okay. So a conspiracy theorist here, right? I was going for the Panthers, but when it all came down and Peyton won, I was fine with it because I really wasn't a big fan either way. I understand we have a big Red Wings fan here, though. I like to hear this. Can you tell me about what your thoughts are on the Wings so far this year?
I mean, they've had an up and down season, but just recently they kind of blew out two teams in a row, so they're looking good so far.
Great, and I heard you're a huge fan. You have even some symbols and things you put together. Is that your friends telling me?
Yeah, from my profile pic, it's just like me photoshopped on a Red Wing next to Pavel Datsyuk because my favorite player.
Great. Wonderful. So anyway, the reason we're here today is to talk about the real Dearborn and the march that occurred. And so can you tell me, this march occurred on January 18th, I believe. It was Martin Luther King Day. How did this idea come about, and how did you guys decide to, implement this peace march?
Well, we wanted to find a good, peaceful way, an effective way that we could respond to the negative publicity that Dearborn was getting. So we met with each other and we decided that it would be the best way to have a peace march. So from there we just were looking into the steps to make it happen.
Okay. So there's so you have a group that comes together regular, is that?
Once every week, usually.
Once every week?
Yeah.
Okay. And what are the sort of topics that you would discuss when you come together for your meetings?
So usually when we come together, we talk about, organizations we'd contact, people we'd contact, schools, how we're supposed to get the message out, social media, publicity.
Social media, you mentioned social media. Are you using social media as part of, how do you use that?
We have a Twitter and a Facebook, and through both accounts, we have collectively maybe 300 plus followers,
wow.
It was a great way to get the message out.
The Instagram account has 240 so far, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm following you on Twitter. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
I'm not sure I'm yet on I do have an Instagram account, but I have to make sure that I follow you on the Instagram as well. But that's great because I did get the information on the day of the parade. It was interesting because it was so cold that day. If I know you guys remember that. And then what I saw was we ended up changing the start location just because of the cold weather, and I saw the tweet come across. All right, great, we're going to show up at the new location. It seemed to work out that way. Despite the cold, what did you think about the showing that we had overall?
Well, I thought the turnout was excellent. We had so many people there. We had adults, students from all high schools that I was familiar with, and the atmosphere was just great. There was a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. So.
And I know we're going to take a pause partway through. We have a couple other students that are come on, but what, you're from Edsel and Fordson, but what other schools were involved in this process? How did you collaborate? Since you had multiple schools, is my understanding. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, we had kids from DHS, we had students from Divine Child.
Divine Child, okay.
Fordson, obviously, and Edsel, we came together collaboratively, made the march, and I thought it was a big success. I was really happy with how it turned out.
Okay. So I also understand that you possibly doing some work in the area of either social justice, or your group has been really, can you tell me what does that entail, or what is it that you're involved with when it comes to social justice?
Mm-hmm. So we have a social justice club at Edsel, and we have a big year planned. And one of the things that we're trying to do is a day where we can have a kind of a lesson on social justice education, like for example, like how people can promote social equality and the stereotypes involved in our society, and how we can combat those kind of things. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff in our social justice program at Edsel. So.
Okay, so that's kind of linking into some of your purpose and the things that you're doing. And I got to say too, I'm very proud of you as students that I've been saying that, to see that you really took initiative. You know, instead of getting into a negative discourse, which I didn't hear any negative discourse, you just had a message of peace and we're going to make a difference and come on out and support. And when we got into the city hall, it was just a great group of people, not like you said, adults, and every one of you that spoke did a great job. I also understand there was a video put out by the city. Great job. So you guys are getting comfortable on the camera here, right? Is that what
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to take a little pause here for a second. We have two other students that are going to come on, so I'm just going to take a little pause as we switch out, and I thank both of you for coming on the show today. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome back. After a brief pause, we have two additional students that are with us. We have Abraham Ouza and Noor Alzuabidi. Sorry, hopefully I got your name correct there. I know I was working on it just before, but welcome to the show, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you for inviting us.
So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the day we were talking with some of your friends from the other high schools. You know, the day of the march. It was a cold day. I saw you there. We saw the group there, and then we got into. Can you tell me some of the things that happened? What specifically did we do or did you guys do on that day?
Well, we had a big banner. Did you see the banner?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah, and we had the students that were on the committee carry the banner, and then so we had the march, and we also chanted "Unified and Diversified."
Okay. And I saw the banner too. One of our trustees was actually helping. The trustee Hamoud was actually in the middle. Just to mention too, we appreciate the support of the Board of Education. We had 5 trustees that were there that day from the board. There would have been all of them, I believe, but one was ill. Yeah. So it was great to see that support. I know we also mentioned there was a lot of different individuals there. You know, I know a lot of you spoke at the event, but we also had politicians. You know, do you recall some of the individuals that came to the event? Or?
Yeah, we had the chief of police.
Chief of police, okay.
And then we had Debbie Dingle. She was there.
Yes, Debbie Dingle, yeah.
We had the mayor.
The mayor, okay.
There. Who else was there?
A lot of our school, teachers and staff attended.
Teachers. I know we had Representative Deraney, a lot of teachers. We had a lot of staff. We had principals. I think we had some of your leaders. Dr. Sweden was there.
Oh yeah, she was there. Dr. Sweden.
With Mr. Mustin, and I know she probably doesn't want me to say her name, but I'm going to do it anyway. She was there, and she's here in the audience today, and we appreciate her support and the team. I know Miss Charles is there as well. Just seemed like a lot of people from the community and from the city. I know we had Mr. Peterson there that was helping to, I think, coordinate from the city, and actually we talked about that earlier, but that created some logistical issues with the cold, because in the morning there was a lot of shifting going around, and then we did go into the building.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, what happened when we went into the building? What did you?
Well, we had hot chocolates.
Okay, there you go. Good. My children would have loved that.
Yeah, and then once we got everyone situated, we took the banner to the back of the podium, and then that's when we began the speeches and.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know to go with it, so it was really a positive. I guess the one thing, it was also covered by some of the local media, I believe.
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed some of the major medias didn't pick it up. I know we put it out. Real positive thing. It would have been great to get out there. I think I heard that from some of the students as well. But it was at least out there. We did have some media there. They did cover it. And the city put out that video as well, you know, which was a positive thing.
We had the Press and Guide, Arab American newsletter.
Yeah.
And then we had the school life there.
Okay, and we appreciate those media sources are always supportive with the Press and Guide.
Yeah.
So really, they wanted to come, and despite the cold, again, it was really cold that day. All right, so as we go, so you guys really did this to come together. I heard a lot of positive things. You know, I'm very proud of you guys for taking the leadership with this, and I know that you're doing great things, and that's one of the things that I've been dialoguing with our administration, our parents, and our board is really, you know, listening to the students. So I also understand, Noor, that you're heavily involved. We were talking about the social justice. Yeah. Can you tell me some of your thoughts on that, and what is your involvement with that?
Yeah, I'm
program?
on the executive board for the social justice, and we've been doing a lot of stuff that's social justice related.
Okay.
And just to get the kids out there to become more leaders and to be able to treat everybody equally, regardless of where they come from. So the first thing, we started off the year with National Mix It Up Day, which we celebrated, and we had all the kids come and sit with somebody that they've never sat with, and they'd eat lunch and they just have a normal conversation. And an upcoming event that we're doing right now is Cultural Awareness Week, where we have a whole week. We're presenting different cultural lessons based on the cultures that the students want to see represented or they want to learn more about.
Okay, okay. So, you know, obviously you have a group of students that's involved, and you guys are with your friends, your students. Yes. Would you say that, you know, are you satisfied with the number of participants? Do you think we need to increase participation? What are some things that you think we need to do to even enhance that, if we do? You know,
we can always increase the amount of kids participating in those kind of events, of course.
Okay.
Well, we have a really a good amount this year.
That's great.
And kids some kids that are not interested in sports or like media and stuff, some of them like really felt like this is an opportunity for them to join a club that they can like have their voice be heard in.
Okay. So really the motivation is really just an opportunity to get involved and to do something good and to, like you said, let the voice be heard. Yes. That's one thing that I think is so important, is that we listen to individuals with their thoughts or ideas. So we mentioned we have that coming up. Now, what grades are you currently in?
I'm a junior.
I'm a junior as well.
Okay, so we have some additional time as well for you, you know, going into next year. You know, what would your plans be? Do you have any thoughts about how you expand this into next year? Is there thoughts to do this annually, or has there been any talk in this way of what we can do to, you know, further continue with it?
Yeah, we're planning on to do it annually, and then also Dearborn High doesn't have a social justice club.
Oh, okay.
So since I'm gonna be a senior next year, I'm gonna try and talk to teachers, see if we can have a sponsor for it here, and then open up that club here.
Okay.
Also, and
I'm doing something similar with 8th graders. So like they're incoming freshmen to all the 3 high schools. So teaching them from a younger age, I think that's gonna have them like be more prepared and like ready for it.
Well, that's wonderful. I really appreciate the hard work of your group and all of the students that were out there supporting the event. I think it's great for the students to take initiative and get involved. We're going to continue to listen. That's what I'm going to continue to advocate for. And, you know, I appreciate your time and really, you know, you guys acting as role models for our younger students in the district. And,
Thank you,
you know, I also, in closing, I just want to say, you know, I'm very appreciative of the community here in Dearborn. I think we came out and we're supporting positive. And I've got to say, too, I want to thank the mayor and the whole city for their cooperation, because without them, this couldn't happen. And then, of course, the Dearborn Board of Education. So, again, you know, until next time, we have some great shows upcoming. I could tell you we have one coming up on career cruising. In the future, we're looking at having a show as well. We're going to have some of our trustees from the Board of Education. They're going to come and talk about social media and safety areas. And then in the future, we're actually looking to bring in our former superintendent and current state superintendent, Mr. Brian Weston, for an upcoming show. In closing, I also want to tell you it's been great here with the crew at Dearborn High. They do a great job, you know, taping the show every month, and it's a pleasure for me to come with Mr. Doley and his crew and work with the students here. So until next time, have a great day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.